students, and welcome to the English class of Standard 10. Today we are starting with a new lesson named World Heritage. This lesson is on page number 159 of your textbook. Let us read. A World Heritage Site is a site determined by the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization (UNESCO) to have significant cultural or natural importance to humanity. As such, the sites are protected and maintained by the International World Heritage Programme, which is administered by the UNESCO World Heritage Committee. Because World Heritage Sites are places that are significant culturally and naturally, they vary in type but include forests, lakes, monuments, buildings, and cities. World Heritage Sites can also be a combination of both cultural and natural areas. For example, Mount Huanshan in China is a site with significance to human culture because it played a role in historical Chinese art and literature. The mountain is also significant because its physical landscape characteristics. So in this chapter we are going to learn about the World Heritage, about the World Heritage Committee, what are the criteria in becoming a World Heritage, and what are the difficulties or what are the dangers for the World Heritage sites. Now the World Heritage sites, according to this lesson or according to uh, this program, they say that there can be cultural and natural significance to it, and this is something that needs to be preserved. A World Heritage Site can be a forest, a lake, a monument or a building, or anything that is having a historical significance or a significance that is important for the society, for the future generation, and that has to be preserved. One example is given about Mount Huanshan in China, and this is important because of its human culture and the role that it played in Chinese history and also in art and literature of China. And this mountain is also having a significance in the physical landscape and the different characteristics of it. This World Heritage Committee is under UNESCO, which is United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, and they have taken this initiative in order to maintain the heritage or maintain the heritage of the nation, of the country, of the world, and that is also in order to maintain and preserve our history. History of World Heritage Sites. Although the idea of protecting cultural and natural heritage sites around the world began in the early 20th century, momentum for its actual creation was not until the 1950s. In 1954, Egypt started plans to build the Aswan High Dam to protect and control water from the Nile River. The initial plan for the dam's construction would have flooded the valley containing the Abu Simbel temples and scores of ancient Egyptian artifacts. To protect the temples and artifacts, UNESCO launched an international campaign on 1959 that called for the dismantling and movement of the temples to higher ground. The project cost an estimated US $80 million, $40 million of which came from 50 different countries. Because of the project's success, UNESCO and the International Council on Monuments and Sites initiated a draft convention to create an international organization responsible for protecting cultural heritage. So this was the reason why UNESCO started this program of World Heritage conservation and protection, and the whole committee for this program, because in 1954, when Egypt had planned to build a dam, it was brought into the notice of the it came into their notice that this dam would destroy so many ancient temples and Egyptian artifacts, which are the history of that nation and which are to be preserved. So, for that purpose, UNESCO launched an international campaign which was very expensive, and more than 50 countries participated and they contributed towards it. And this is how the project's success gave a kind of inspiration or this idea of starting a committee for preserving the World Heritage was established with a view to taking care of the cultural and natural heritage sites around the world. Continuing the history of World Heritage sites. Shortly thereafter, in 1965, a White House conference in the United States called for a World Heritage Trust to protect historical cultural sites, but to also protect the world's significant natural and scenic sites. Finally, in 1968, the International Union for Conservation of Nature developed similar goals and presented them at the United Nations Conference on Human Environment in Stockholm, Sweden in 1972. Following the presentation of these goals, the Convention concerning the protection of world cultural and natural heritage was adopted by UNESCO's General Conference on November 16, 1972. This slide talks about what was the process of the establishment of a committee or a convention for the World Heritage site, and it all began in 1965, where in White House conference, United States, they called for a World Heritage Trust to protect the historical cultural sites. And then in 1968, the International Union for Conservation of Nature developed, and their goal was also same. Okay, their goal was also to preserve and maintain these historical sites. And in 1972 again they had a United Nations conference in Sweden, and after having these several conferences and meetings, the convention concerning the protection of world heritage and natural heritage was adopted by UNESCO uh, in on November 16, 1972, and this is how the process took place. The World Heritage Committee. Today, the World Heritage Committee is the main group responsible for establishing which sites will be listed as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The committee meets once a year and consists of representatives from 21 state parties that are elected for 6-year terms by the World Heritage Center's General Assembly. The state parties are then responsible for identifying and nominating new sites within their territory to be considered for inclusion on the World Heritage List. So there is this committee established under the name of the World Heritage, and they have conventions. They meet after a definite period of time. They meet once a year, and there are 21 representatives who are elected for 6-year term, and then they decide on the topics that need to be dealt with, and this is how they focus on the importance. They decide on which site should be maintained and which site should be preserved, and what has to be done, which site has to be put on the heritage list and which has to be removed. All these decisions are taken by the World Heritage Committee, and it is playing a very important role in preserving and protecting the World Heritage sites throughout the world. Becoming a World Heritage Site. There are 5 steps in becoming a World Heritage Site. The first of which is for a country or state party to take an inventory of its significant cultural and natural sites. This is called the tentative list, and it is important because nominations to the World Heritage List will not be considered unless the nominated site was first included on the tentative list. Next, countries are then able to select sites from their tentative list to be included on a nomination file. The third step is a review of the nomination file by 2 advisory bodies consisting of the International Council on Monuments and Sites and the World Conservation Union, who then make recommendations to the World Heritage Committee. The World Heritage Committee meets once a year to review these recommendations and decide which sites will be added to the World Heritage List. The final step in becoming a World Heritage Site is determining whether or not a nominated site meets at least one of 10 selection criteria. If the site meets these criteria, it can then be inscribed on the World Heritage List. Once a site goes through this process and is chosen, it remains the property of the country on whose territory it sits, but it also becomes considered within the international community. So these are 5 different steps which are mentioned, and for any heritage site to become a World Heritage or to get into the list of the World Heritage Committee, it has to go through all these 5 steps. It has to fulfill the selection criteria, because then the World Heritage is responsible of taking care of this World Heritage. So if every heritage site is sent for conservation, it will be very difficult for the World Heritage Committee to look after all the sites of the whole world. So for that purpose, it has to go through different process and different steps, and finally it is once it meets all the criteria, it becomes a part of the World Heritage Committee, and it is on the list of the World Heritage. And then though it remains and it sits on the territory or on the property of the country, it becomes the responsibility of the international community. Types of World Heritage Sites. As of 2009, there are 890 World Heritage Sites that are located in 148 countries. Of these sites are cultural and include places like the Sydney Opera House in Australia and the Historic Centre of Vienna in Austria. 176 are natural and feature such locations as the US's Yellowstone and Grand Canyon National Parks. 25 of the World Heritage Sites are considered mixed, that is, natural and cultural. Peru's Machu Picchu is one of these. Italy has the highest number of World Heritage Sites with 44. India has 36, 28 cultural, 7 natural, and 1 mixed World Heritage Sites. The World Heritage Committee has divided the world's committees into countries into 5 geographical zones, which include Africa, Arab states, Asia Pacific, including Australia and Oceania, Europe and North America, and America and the Caribbean. So these are some World Heritage Sites, and we can see from the statistics that is given that India has 36 and Italy has the highest number, that is 44. And all these World Heritage Sites are divided into 3 types. One is natural property, which is formed naturally. Some examples are given in the text, some examples you can see in the pictures. And some are cultural, okay, which are built by people, which are having historical significance, like forts or monuments or different buildings. And some are mixed, okay, which are cultural and natural, okay, because some which are formed out of natural stones and then they are carved by humans, so there is touch of culture and nature at the same time. So this is these are the three types of world heritage sites. World heritage sites in danger. Like many natural and historical cultural sites around the world, many World Heritage Sites are in danger of being destroyed or lost due to war, poaching, natural disasters like earthquakes, uncontrolled urbanization, heavy tourist traffic, and environmental factors like air pollution and acid rain. World Heritage Sites that are in danger are inscribed on a separate list of World Heritage Sites in danger, which allows the World Heritage Committee to allocate resources from the World Heritage Fund to that site. In addition, different plans are put into place to protect and or restore the site. If, however, a site loses the characteristics which allowed for it to be originally included on the World Heritage List, the World Heritage Committee can choose to delete the site from the list. To learn more about World Heritage Sites, visit the World Heritage Center's website at whc.unesco.org. So, this part of the lesson talks about the dangers that are faced by the World Heritage Site. World Heritage sites are getting destroyed due to several reasons. Some are natural, some are man-made. Man-made reasons like war, poaching, and uncontrolled urbanization. Okay, there are so many tourists, and then they try to destroy, and it is having a severe effect on the heritage site. Also, earthquakes or heavy air pollution and different environmental factors like acid rain. These are some reasons why the heritage sites are getting destroyed are or are in danger. In this case, they are given separate attention. Their names are included in a separate list which is made specially for the World Heritage Sites which are in danger. And then special attention is given to them. Funds are provided by the cultural committee, this committee of World Heritage, and then they try to restore, they try to maintain, they try to protect these heritage sites. And this is how the World Heritage Committee it functions on different levels to maintain and preserve the heritage of the world. Evaluation. Question number 1. How many World Heritage Sites were there around the world? The answer to this question is there are 890 World Heritage Sites around the world. Question number 2. What is the role of World Heritage Committee? For this, you will have to read the textbook carefully, students. It says that the World Heritage Committee, it is responsible of shortlisting which heritage site is to be included in the Heritage Committee, and then after that they have conventions every year, and then they decide on, they also look after funding which is to be provided for the maintenance of the heritage site. They also examine which heritage site is in danger and which needs to be preserved. Question number 3. What is the role of World Heritage Sites to develop tourism in any country? Well, this answer is not there directly in the text, but we can understand that the World Heritage Committee, the World Heritage Sites, they do have some historical significance, some cultural significance. And so when these world heritage sites are maintained and preserved, they definitely will develop tourism, and they definitely will attract more tourists in any country. So for that purpose they need to be maintained well, and their cultural significance or their historical significance has to be preserved. If that is lost, then definitely it will not attract any tourism. Question number 4. Look at the words and their meanings. Choose the correct alternative. A. Determine. The options are think, decide, ask, look. And the answer is decide. B. Monument. The options are statue, pillar, memorial, fort. And the answer for monument is memorial. Next question. Write the following sentences replacing as well as by no sooner than. Question number 1. As soon as the thief escaped, the family informed the police. The answer will be no sooner did the thief escape than the family informed the police. Second, as soon as he came, they all gave an applause. Your answer will be no sooner did he come than they all gave an applause. You have to make this note that no sooner than, though it is written together in the question, you never write it together. We write no sooner in the first half of the sentence and then in the second half of the sentence. Also, one important point we need to keep in mind is that there will always be do, does, did followed after no sooner. Write a report on any tourist place or historical place or World Heritage Site you recently visited using the points given below. This question is like a fact file or a tourist leaflet that we have learned in the previous year. Okay, you need to make use of the following points and fill in the information about any place that you're going to write about. The points are title, place and location, background or history of that place, features or any specialities, security policies, signboards and discipline, and overall scenario. You can write about any tourist place or any historical place or any World Heritage site that you have visited, and this you can write in point form only. You don't need to write it in paragraph. You can write all the points and against them you can fill in the information. With this we finish the lesson. Thank you.